Hello and good evening. I am going to go over today the week 4 assessment for Tech Lab 1. One of the goals that I have in going over this is to make sure that you fully understand exactly what is needed to be done so you don't have any issues when you get to this section next week. So if you have any questions while I'm going through it, make sure you note those down and send me an email, and I will, of course, try and go through there and help you guys out where I can. Again, this guide that we're going over today should help you with your assessment. If you follow it exactly, this is exactly what the assessment is going to be. I'm so confident because I've already made the assessment and I am following along with my own instructions on what to do. Now, a lot of the instructions are very short, but they come with the understanding that you already understand the environment you are in. The environment you are in is you're going to have a computer. You're going to need to pick up your device. You're going to need to pick up your cable, and then you're going to need to configure that device. The first part of the test is setting up the SOHO, which means you are connecting the devices correctly or using the reference guide within the first 5 minutes. Once you've done that and you've got it all connected and you're ready to go, you're going to start on your assessment. And the first step is to attempt to gain web access. So in order to gain web access, I'm going to go to 192.168.1.1 or the default IP address of the device. Click enter, and you see I met with a login. Now, I just reset this device. I held it for 10 seconds. I let it boot up. I power cycled it. I plugged it in, and that's it. From there, my computer automatically picked up an IP address through DHCP. Yours should too. If it doesn't, there's a couple steps you can take to troubleshoot. These are the steps that I expect to see if you're troubleshooting. The first one is to go to command prompt and ping 192.168.1.1. If you ping it, my apologies, ping 192.168.1.1, you should see a reply. You can see mine's online and it's operating correctly. And again, you can tell because I had the prompt in the background. If you don't get the prompt in the background, ping this and see if you get access to it. And again, that is a troubleshooting step. The next thing you can do is pull up the quick start guide on the device, and that will tell you exactly what the default IP address is if you have any questions or concerns. So I'm going to exit out of that. If I need to know what the default username and password is, I can look it up or reference the quick start guide. I already know it by heart. It is admin. Looky there, I got right inside of my NOS, my network operating system, and I am ready to start making changes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this in the steps that I provided for you in the document, which are change the device password. Always change the device password first whenever setting up a new device. You don't want anyone else to be able to change it, and you want to make sure you do get it changed. I'll click save. I'll be redirected in 5 seconds. What you'll notice is I won't change my IP address, but if I try to put admin again, it's not going to work. If I put admin in my new password, I'm right inside the system. The next thing I'm going to want to do is change the default gateway. In order to do that, I'm going to go to setup, and I'm going to look for network setup, router IP, local IP address, and we'll change that to 2. Now, if in the previous steps, before we started the operating system, you had to manually set your IP address, and you manually set it to 192.168.1.2, you cannot use this address to set it to your router. However, if you set it to anything else, you can use .2. So I'm going to use .2 because I didn't have to manually set mine. Mine was configured by DHCP, and if I wanted to check what it was, I would go to Start CMD, IP config, enter, and there's my IP address, 192.168.1.100. So I would not set this to 100. I would set this to anything else between 2 and 255 that is not 100. So that's done here. I'm going to click save. Now this time, when it says it's going to come back after 5 seconds, it's not really, because we just changed the IP address. And you can see we're now spinning up here. It doesn't know what's going on, but we do. It is moved to .1.2, and then we'll put in the admin password that we just changed. There we go. Now, from this point, our next setting to change is going to be changing the SSID and the wireless password. To do that, we're going to click on wireless, and right there in the middle under wireless network is wireless network name. The best teacher. There we go. And I'm going to click save. Now, I've changed that, but I still need to change the password. So when it comes back, I'm going to go to wireless security and enable WPA. And if you have WPA personal, I'd like to see that used, because this one uses TKIP, which is depreciated. AES is the better standard. Anyways, I'm going to put my password in for that and click save. Now, once I've done this, I'm going to email me the SSID and the password so that I can add my device to it. And I will now, I'm on my phone, you guys can't see this, but I am adding wireless on the best teacher, and I'm going to use my password that I just made. There you go. I'm connected. Now that I'm connected, you're going to be able to go back in here and filter my phone through the MAC address. So the next step is MAC address filter my phone from your wireless network. So click on wireless network access, click on restrict access, wireless client MAC list, and you'll see my device show up right there. Click on enable MAC filter and save, and momentarily my device will get kicked off. That's going to let me know that you've done that step correctly when I get kicked off. All right, so now my phone's been kicked off. We've done that step as well. From here, we need to do step 3. Right, we need to take a screenshot of this page. So there are 3 screenshots total that need to be turned in with this assignment. The first screenshot is the MAC address. The next screenshot is over the port forwarding. To port forward, we go to applications and gaming, and we need to enter in the information. I will choose Call of Duty. I'll just make up a random port, end with a random port, 5544. There you go. TCP protocol, and add whatever host it's on. Make sure you click enable, click save, and you will take a screenshot of this. Things to note: you cannot test port forwarding internally. You have to have access to a WAN, and since you guys will all be configuring these devices locally, you will not have access to that. Now, you need to take a screenshot of this, and this is going to get turned into. The last step is to enable logs. Go to administration, go to log, click yes, and save settings. Now, you have correctly configured this device. If you do all of those, that is 25%, that's 50% of your grade right there. Part of it being the managing, part of it being the tweaking. 25% of your grade will come towards troubleshooting. Do you know how to troubleshoot? Are you troubleshooting correctly and efficiently and within the time limit? And do you understand what you're troubleshooting? After that, there's not much else to do. You will turn in those 3 screenshots with the rest of, with the assignment, and I will give you your grade. In the assignment, you will see a rubric. If you wanted to know exactly what you're going to make, you can click on that and see. In order to get 100% or an advanced score, you need to connect all the devices correctly within 5 minutes, navigate to web access within the first 5 minutes, configure all your settings correctly, and if any troubleshooting has to happen, it's all done within the first 5 minutes. So to get advanced, you essentially have to know what you're doing. Proficient, basic, in progress, or unacceptable. all tiered downwards based off of how long and how well you know exactly what you're doing. If you have any questions, I encourage you to reach out to me through email. If you aren't sure if you're going to be able to pass this or not, please set up a remote study session with me. Before then, I can go over all of this again. Other than that, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you on test day.